Welcome back to my Forest Challenge series. It's episode 5 with me, Mr. Silly P. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. The floor is lava challenge, although, as you can see, it's not. We've got snow, so I've taken that as literally carte blanche. I can go across this because this is covering the floor. So I'm not touching the floor, I'm touching the snow. So I've been whizzing out and I've been cutting some trees down and bringing them back. Now I'm taking a big risk here because you know what it's like with snow. 1 minute it's there, then it will hit a certain point, a certain time in the day, and the snow will just suddenly, vroom, just disappear off the map. It doesn't slowly melt, it just goes. So if I'm out with my saw and I'm cutting a tree down, that's fine. If I'm out with this, picking up trees, or I'm with my winch or any of that, that's a good point actually. Where's my Tajfun gone? Oh, is it out there? Oh, I didn't leave it out there, did I? Is that a tree stump? But I have cleared quite a bit over the last day or so. We're into January now. It snowed a bit in December. But as you can see, this is my pile for wood chipping. I've got another pile over there. That just seems to be a generic place where I pile stuff up. This is what's been produced by my 2 productions. I need 160 grand for the next phase. That's what I need. This was still wood chipping. Why has it stopped? This is very strange. I don't know why this keeps doing it. Oh no, maybe it has run through. I've got a full one over there. 200,000 litres. That's up to 89. I'm trying to get 2 full. If I move on to a third one, fantastic. So I'm moving piles, and I'll put a pile there. I've put another pile just here. I've still got some here, and I put some more in here. So everything is still chugging away. Actually, what's that sitting on at the moment? Oh, that is on 29. This one goes to 99, doesn't it? So we're looking all right on both. They're still chugging away. Right. And like I said, I've got to be careful, because my rule is, if I touch the ground, there's a fine. If a piece of equipment or machinery touches the ground, I lose it, and I've got to buy it back. Now, there's a risk that if I go out and I'm doing something with this, and then all of a sudden the snow goes, and I'm left on a patch of ground that I haven't cleared, or a patch of ground I haven't cultivated, I'm in trouble. As you can see, the sun's starting to come up now. So what I'm thinking about doing is, I need to grind some stumps, but I daren't go out. I don't know what to do really. I need to clear this area here, which is a bit flatter, and I need the snow to go for the placing of the next things. What I've got to do is, what I've produced over the last few hours, or the last day, 2 days, I need to sell all of this. This is my coal bags with the snow on it, you can't really see, but, and these are our pallets, which is great. I'm going to put some more wood chip in there, because I say some more wood chip. Just need a couple of lots, because this won't carry too many. This has been working really well. Like I said before, where I was cutting everything up into small bits. Oh, I didn't grab that very well at all, did I? I thought it was further forward than that. That's better. Because I can do it in larger lumps, and at one point I had 50,000 litres running this. That whole thing I did originally of 20,000 or 2,000, then 20,000. I wasn't sure what I could put in it. We're doing alright. So I'm gradually putting stuff in as I go. Let's go back in that. Keep that cracking away, because I'm going to need the wood chips. What I can do, because this is producing wood chips as well, I haven't got many. What have we got in here wood chip wise? 1,700 litres. At some point I can set those to distributing, but only once I've got somewhere to distribute them to. So, got some running in there. Let's now sell some of this. I mean, to be fair, my first step, or my next step, is 60,000 is what I need, but I need the snow to go. And then 80,000 for something else. I've had a few people message me regarding something we can try. I know, to be fair, again, the thumbnail will probably show it. I'm trying to work out where the sell point is. I'm looking at where there's a flat bit of ground. So in trouble being back inside for the time being. Deliveries. When people knock at the door, I was lucky. Farm dog was in the garden, so he didn't hear it because he would have gone berserk. Anyway, yeah, so 60 grand's what I'm aiming for first, which I think we might do it with the stuff we've got here. I thought I might have to skip ahead another day and get everything to produce more. I don't know, maybe we'll see. But like I say, I need the snow to go, so I don't know how it's going to happen. You can see the tyre tracks. If I look around over there, kind of in the ground where I've just been properly chancing my arm, just whizzing out backwards and forwards, grabbing stuff, grabbing piles of trees, piles of trees, but as I'm cutting them down and bucking them up, sort of 2 trees at a time. The other thing as well, out that way, you know the tall trees that I was aiming for? That big clump of tall trees? That big clump of tall trees turned out to be 5 trees. On the skyline, it looked like there were loads there. So I kind of worked my way out there, cutting trees down until I got to them. Nope, 5 trees. But it doesn't matter. I thought there'd be loads there. And it's just that thing of you're cutting, I say you're not cutting one, sorry, but you're cutting 1 tree down. With the taller trees, you're getting 4 sections out rather than 2. So it saves a bit of time, but it's all good. I'm getting through these. Oh, 6. I thought it didn't seem to go up very much, but that's alright. And this is in one day. I've got another 1 of each, I think, over there as well, which I'll go and grab in a second too, and make the most of what I'm making. I'm not selling my lumber at the moment. I'm putting it all through the production. Whereas originally, I was selling the wood I had to get enough money to buy the bits and bobs I needed to. So I would just bring the mobile sell point over and sell what I needed to. Now, all of the lumber is going to the productions. And we are going to be, pardon the pun, branching out. I'm going for a carpentry that does a few bits, and the thing I'm looking at doing as well, which will hopefully automate and make life a little bit easier. Did I do too? Hopefully make life a little bit easier. Is part of, you know, the wood production. There's a wood production that produces pallets of wood. Now the pallets of wood a lot of places don't take. However, there is a storage building, like a warehouse, for those. What do we get for that? 5. Okay, that's not bad actually. We're doing right with these. We're up to 62. I've got the money for the carpentry. Brilliant. That takes wood chips. It does take wood and wood chips, but I was going to do wood pellets. But that storage building you can set to distributing. So what I can do is all the wood I've got out here that's just scattered all over the place, as I'm cutting trees down, I can bring that wood and I can put it into the storage building, which means it's not out, and it's not, you know, sometimes you get piles and piles of wood, or pallets, or whatever it might be, and sometimes things get a bit laggy. If it's in that building, it's not causing any lag, it's not in the way. If I set that to distributing, that will distribute the wood to the various different locations that need it. One thing I have noticed with regard to distributing of things, whatever it might be, and I'm finding on Alma at the moment, whatever you're set to distributing, if you've got multiple locations that take it, it doesn't split them evenly. I don't know how the algorithm, how it works it out, whether it's the amount of cycles per month the production has, whether it's the size of it, whether it's the amount that it can store. I think that might be it. Maybe it moves a percentage of what it can store. So it might say, I don't know what it moves. You know, when it distributes, it might distribute 5%, say for example, or 10% to each location. 10% of something that holds 30,000 litres is way less than 10% of something that holds 3 million litres. So that's the only thing I can think. So I'm not sure how it's going to work with regard to setting the facility to distributing, but that is 80 grand. So I need 60 grand for the carpentry, 80 grand for the wood storage, which is a lot of money. At the moment, I mean, I've just got piles of wood all over the place, and it's working. It's no big deal. I just move it into the different locations as I need to, but that will just help automate things. My other thought process is as well, I want to get something different to this, because as I'm getting to the hilly stuff, this thing just slides all over the place. It's great on the ground, flat stuff, but it's not particularly great on the hills. And I'm thinking of getting a harvester, a proper wood cutter. And then what I can do, I'm trying to think, there are some modded ones that have a blade on the front, but I can't remember if the modded ones with blades, whether the blades are just say decorative, you can use them to raise and lower the piece of machinery, or whether the blades will act as a cultivator. So if they are, what I can do is just cultivate my way out to trees, and then I can use the extent of the arm of the harvester to swing out either side of the track I'm on, cut the trees down, and if I go for one of the ones, and there's a HR forced one as well, that has a winch system on it, so I could have it all in one. So it can be cultivating as it goes, cutting down trees and winching logs back. So I'm thinking that may be the way to go, potentially. But I have to say, considering what we just earned in 1 day forward, no, not 1 day, 2 days forward, isn't it? Up to 84. Not quite the 160 I needed to be at, but right. So I need to put some more wood chip in here. So I will probably see you now. See what I might do. Just thinking, trees up here that are on the rocks. At least if the snow suddenly goes, I'm standing on rock. I can't then get back, but and this is with the sun up. This is not good, is it? And that's the other thing as well, the snow. So while I can run out on the snow and not have to worry, I can run out, grab a load, and like I say, I can cut them in half, and I can. Oh, I thought I was going to roll down the hill then, save me a bit of time. And I can just whiz out quickly with the skid steer loader, pick it up and bring it back. Now, is that slightly dodgy that I'm treating the snow as the... Well, it is a ground cover. I'm not touching the ground. That's what I'm telling myself. And I'm jolly well sticking to it. Whoa. I got lucky. I got very lucky. As I said earlier, I thought as time went by, the temperature warms up over the course of the day, the snow would melt, and it did. But I was lucky in that I was working over here. What I've been doing is cutting down the trees, and rather than, as you saw in the clip, I was cutting them in half, as I have been the whole time out wherever I've been doing it, then winching them back. Well, why am I winching back halves? If I cut them whole, bring them back whole, at the time, because the snow was on the ground, I was using that. But if I winch back whole trees, then when I get back here, then cut them in half. Saves me so much mucking around. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Anyway, our wood chip, we're up to 192,000, 191,000. So a little bit more, that'll be another 200,000 full in there. But what you can also see, I've just been going out, extending a couple of bits. I've made a couple of the main tracks, this one that goes out that direction and one that goes out that direction, a bit wider. And you can see all the small tracks I've done in between. The tracks I've been using for going out and doing stump grinding. Now this area more specifically because it's flat, and I wanted this flat area for what I was going to be putting down next. I'm going to get some more wood chip in, so we've got 200,000 litres. But if I come out the other side, I don't know why it went that way, not the other way. You see the tracks running off into the woodland, up around the side. So I have been just following those and doing what I was doing and have been doing the whole time. This main one runs off that direction, and up there at the end of this was where the big trees were. I've kind of got you know, so when you get forestry maps, you get like your logging areas, you get like a track and you have a big little round area that all the logging equipment. I've kind of made one of those up there. If we go to the map, what I can show you as well is this is where I've put all the tracks in. I was kind of looking at the ground I owned, and according to this we go right out. Now that, I thought these were open areas, these are rock areas, but I can go right out to the edge there, and we are currently, I think I've only gone out to about here, and that is as far as I went out to where the tall trees were. So on our actual ground, we've got a load more land we can cover, but all of these are trackways that I put in. I just did a drive out and put a trackway in and thought, you know, just going out towards the boundary along this side and then back in, but we can go a lot further that way. Just interweaving them all. And then as I'm working my way out, you can see that these tracks are a lot wider out because they were just, I was kind of doing random meanderings through the trees. And then as I've started to actually cut the trees down, I've had to put intermediate ones in where I couldn't quite reach one set of trees or another set of trees. And like I said, especially here, it looks quite spider webby because this is the area I wanted to clear the stumps out as well. So I needed my stump grinders to be able to reach out and reach out and touch them. That was kind of the point. So I'm going to move this out of the way here. So what I'm going to do is, because we earned the money, but I couldn't do anything because of the snow, I couldn't see where my tracks were. But the other thing I was going to say was, the other reason I was lucky was that the snow started to clear from over that direction, and it gradually stepped its way towards me, so I could see it coming. So it gave me a chance to move. So it kind of worked in my favour. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut these all in half. I'm just going to go straight up the middle actually, really. I could probably put them into the wood chipper hole, but and it actually works out so much easier doing it here. Once I bought them all whole, there'll be one I've missed somewhere. It always happens. Turn around. As I try to lift them up, I'll miss something somewhere. Was that one down low there? That looks like it's cut. That one might not be. No, that one. Ah, you always get it, don't you? Oh, that went. That's it. That might be all of them. I know if I give them a little bit of a shove. Because you'll see the ones that are still attached. I think I might have done a pretty good job there, actually. Don't want to take too many out. That'll do to start off with. Just to get this last bit in to give us the 200,000 litres. Because of what I'm going to put in now, I won't need to buy another one, because I'm going to empty probably both of these almost immediately. Oh, what have I done? Put the trees too close. There we go. I'll do that pile next. Right, let's jump back in there, start the engine, start unloading. How much is in there at the moment? Over 7,000 litres. Put a little bit more in just to get that to the 200. But that, while that's running, what we're going to do now is we're going to lose daylight again. I found in December it started getting dark. Once the sun went past that mountain over there, by 2:30 it was dark. And I had to stop. Cease operations. So people wanted it at ×5, that's what I did. So what I'm going to do in here, production of factories, I want carpentry, part of the packing facility, which is this one here, which is 60 grand. I'm going to swing that round there. And what I'll do is once it's placed, I'll, what am I over that with? I'll then do a bit of groundwork around it like I've done before. That'll do. Oh, it has put a bit of a border around it, which is quite nice. But I'll do a little bit around it, around the edge there. We're on ground that I've done myself there. Maybe, oh actually I probably don't need to do around the back. It's down the side here is where the pallets will spawn. So this will take logs. I can put logs in here, and as well as doing, I mean I'm only doing at the moment, I'm only doing pallets out of this one. I can do pallets and furniture out of this one. I can do pallets and furniture out of this one, but the furniture requires pallets. So I can do pallets, I'm sure it is, actually I'm going to double check that. Well, yeah, furniture, wood and furniture from planks, pallets, sorry, planks I meant. So I can bring wood here and I can get that going as well, but the same as that one, I could be doing furniture from there as well, which I might turn that on and have that running furniture as well. It's a bit slower, but it gives me extra stuff I can sell. You know what, I'm going to put that on as well. I was avoiding doing it, but it makes sense. I haven't got any wood in here yet, but this was what I was going for, was the pellets wood chip, because it's a 4 to 7. I'm gaining from it anyway. I'm producing wood chips so the wood chip can go in. But like I said, I need 80 grand now. We're on 23. I need 80 grand because the next building I'm going to put in is a wood storage. Now, I'm probably going to put it next to this because, again, it's fairly flat here. And then as I'm cutting down trees, the trees will go into the wood storage. The wood storage can then be set to distributing, and it will distribute to this one, and to the our coal production as well here. That way I won't have to have piles of stuff. I'll leave these here to run down, but I won't need them here. It can all distribute out of the one main storage building, which is the plan. Whether that's going to work or not, I don't know. Now we're looking here, not far off. Now the beauty with this as well being, because I can lift this, I mean I think I can do it. Oh no, I don't think it goes, I don't think it works with the skid steer loader. I think it might just be telehandlers. Can't remember off the top of my head. I need to move some more of my stuff around again, don't I? Oh no, it will work. There we go. That's a bit more realistic to pick up, isn't it? It doesn't hurt too much. What I'll do is get that out of the way as well. Let's move those and gradually moving my stuff around all over the place. Actually, that sell point, I'm not using that at the moment, so I can probably get rid of that. It only cost 500, wasn't it? So I can probably get rid of it. I had a very strange thing occur because I had someone message me and say, why am I not using it? Because I'm using the mobile utilities. Using this one on here, I'm using the sell point one. This is the wood sell point. I'm using the sell point one on Alma. And someone said in here there's a wood storage one which does the same thing. Now here's the weird thing. if I go into here and we go to, if I go to production and go to sell points, you'll see there that we've got the mobile selling station, which is for your normal stuff. I'm using Alma. This one, a mobile wood sell point. But if I go to production, sorry, factories, and we scroll across, we get to what looks like a shipping container. There we go, this one here, mobile utilities. Now that says mobile wood warehouse, and someone said to me, you need to use that. Get those. It's only 500. You can take them out. They're mobile. You can pick them up. You can move them around. Put your lumber into that, and the same thing. You can set it input as being wood and output being wood. If I set that to distribution, it's fine. Now I'm going to spend 500 here because this is a bit weird. One, look at the size of it. It's the smallest shipping container I've ever seen in my entire life. It's tiny, which I suppose if it's going to be mobile, it needs to be. So let me show you it. This is so bizarre. I haven't seen this. I hadn't even seen it in the pack. I can pick it up. But that's under production. It's under factories. Now, the weird thing with this is that's supposed to be an input of wood and an output of wood, is what it's saying. It's not under sell points. It's under factories. I can pick it up. I can move it around. I can put it down, and we can crack on. If I put this menu on, where are we? If we go to our interactive zone markers and do that, the only option it's given me is not manage production, it's selling wood. Because that was one that was suggested to me. Then you haven't got to worry. You can set your piles of lumber out wherever you are at a log point like that, take that out, put them in it. Now I'm wondering, the fact it says sell, but if I put them in there, I can't manage it, so I'm not sure. I suppose the test is going to be if I put a bit of wood in front of it or around it and sell it, will my money go up, or will it give me... I'm just nervous to use it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it there. I might test that off camera. I'm not going to necessarily test it now. It's just a bit odd. It's so bizarre. Anyway, let's turn that back off. So what I was going to do now at this point, like I say, I've got some work to do around it, but what we should be able to do is get our lights on. So we are now unloading our wood chip into here. That bag will start to go down, as you can see. And then if we go back to here, and we set our pellets on, we can start those producing. As far as I'm aware at the moment, that's all I'm going to run. Just these three. And that should then gradually work my money up. I am considering whether or not to put in a standard sawmill, but like I said before, they're all quite expensive. One from the Platinum expansion, which will allow me to do all the extra products, like prefab walls and planks long and those kind of things, wood beams. I'm just thinking the more items I can be producing from my trees that I'm cutting down, the quicker, and once I'm selling them, and again, if I use the mobile sell point, that's the wood one, but if I use the mobile one from that pack, I don't actually have to keep bringing everything to the sell point here. I can just go to each of the stations and sell, which actually I might do. That would make life a little bit easier as well. I'm just thinking of how I can not automate, but speed up the process of what's happening, make it a little bit easier for myself in the long run, and then we need to start building our money up. So I need 80 grand next to put in the wood storage. Then after that, I've got to decide, do I just keep chugging away as I am to get enough money to buy the next plot of land to head out, because my plan was to head out to that field. The whole thing was a pioneering forest empire we're going to build up, but I want to get to a point, I want to get to there and say, right, I can set up a farm now if I want to. So do I go vehicles next? So I'm thinking maybe getting a telehandler or something, because the skid silo done me great, but if I'm earning more money now, I can get to a point where I can buy something more expensive quicker. I'm thinking what I might do is, rather than, now I've got this down, I might set myself a rule. Again, it's using money, but once I've cultivated an area, I'm not talking about these pathways. The pathways are going to stay like that because I want it to be, this could go back to forest floor at any point. All I've done is just churned the ground. But where I've got my facilities, if I use the cultivator like here, once I've cultivated, then I can gravel over the top, maybe. I mean, I know it's ludicrous because I could just gravel now and it wouldn't make any difference, but it just seems more genuine, is that the right word? Great demand. What's the great demand at the selling station for? If it's for lumber, I'm sorted, but I don't think it will be. We'll have a quick look while we're here. It's weird, actually. I had a great demand come up the other day on Elmer. When I got to the great demand, oh, there we go. Oh, cotton. No. I don't have any cotton. That's not going to help me one bit. Yeah, nothing was blue. I went down the whole thing and nothing was showing as blue, which is what normally does for the... Oh, we're so close. How can that have gone to... It genuinely has. I'll empty that as well. We'll take that over. We'll put that in. So I'll have 400,000 litres in here. That one's empty. So what I've got to do now is move this one out of the way and don't let it collide with the other one. If it collides with the other one, what can often happen is one will unload into the other. Even if you have got the auto load and the discharge part away from each other, it can still happen. So I'm going to move a few of these bits of kit now. My winch and those other setups because they're in the way. Get that in. And I'll keep my wood chip production going. Oh, we're on ×5. I was thinking, how have we already got a thing of wood pellets? Because we're on ×5, that's why. Everything goes faster, and you can see, it's just gone 2 o'clock and we're getting dark already. It's a bit scary. Yeah, look, light's going. Look. It's terrifying. I'm going to run out of light again. But tomorrow we'll have a whole load more things still. I'm going to get one of those cell things, I think. You've seen this before. On Griffin I used this production. So I've got coal, I've got wood pellets, we've got planks, we'll have furniture being produced as well now. And let's ramp this money up a little bit. So when I see you next, hopefully we'll probably be into February and we can get our storage in and we'll get some wood into the storage. I'm not sure how it's going to distribute. Like I said, I've found a lot of them are distributing, strangely is the wrong word, but yeah, not equally. Right, I need to get some wood chips and stuff underway. And then tidy up a bit, I think. Tidy up time. I'm back with you. I've tidied up and I've had a revelation. For all of those of you who've already commented, I appreciate the comments. For the people that suggested it, I want to thank you. There were a few people that suggested it. What I have done, I don't need the bags. The bags can go. I've just put the wood chipper into the point here at the carpentry. So if I hop in this now, I've got it turned on, I can just start the engine and I can unload my wood chip directly into the point here to keep filling this up, and then all I've got to do is just keep that topped up with this, so I don't need to be transferring things with bags. So for all the people that might have already suggested that in the comments, I got there. It's like most things, I'll get there in the end. You have these sudden brainwaves. Sometimes I get a nudge, but sometimes I do think of things myself. All that is. That'll keep chugging away for a bit. So my wood pile that will be for my wood chip will continue to go into there, so they'll be producing my wood pellets. Now, the revelation. The smallest, mightiest wood storage ever. I was going to spend 80 grand, and I'll show you. If we come to, is it under silos or is it under productions? I think it might be under production. Factories, and we scroll across until we get to it, which will be that one there. No, that's the mobile one. Where is it? What was it under? It might be under silos actually. Silos. Yeah, there we go. So 80 grand for the timber storage. So that's part of the wood production. So you put your timber into there and it will produce a little bit of wood chip for you, but you can then set that to distributing and it will distribute your lumber. That's 80 grand. The other one that I placed that I showed you a little while ago, that's 500. The tiniest container on the planet. But what I thought, and it says sell wood, and that's why I panicked. So I thought I'll test it. I tested it with one bit of wood, and it vanished, and I didn't get paid. I'll put it down there. Press sell wood. Didn't get paid, but I couldn't access it. So I'll be honest, I started to panic a little bit. I thought, okay, this is a worry. But if we go into this menu to our production chains, right at the bottom there, so whilst you don't have a managed production on the actual little warehouse itself, the mobile mini wood warehouse, in here, it's there. My wood has gone in. I've set it running. So incoming material is wood, outgoing products is wood, and I've set it to distributing. So that now, rather than spending 80 grand, 500. And that will distribute to my 3 facilities, so I don't need to put a large building. So what I can do, as people had suggested, and I thought they were talking about the other thing, I thought, I don't understand what they're talking about. It doesn't make any sense at all. I know, oh no, don't want that, don't want it to fall over. I know we had the mobile wood sell point. I honestly, this is another one of those ones that I think had an update, and I just missed it. So press that now, and go and have a look. 32,000 litres of wood in there, ready to be distributed out amongst the masses. And as I cut trees down, what I can do now is, rather than bringing them all the way back here, if I could set myself up little logging posts, like I've done out there, like I said, I've got myself a nodule, a logging nodule, which you'll be able to see again if I go to the map. There you go. There's my logging nodule just there. If I do those, cultivate myself a logging nodule, I can pile the lumber up there, take out my mobile warehouse. Why is that in the air? There we go. Another thing I'm going to do as well, and so this is all about automation, speeding up a process, and making life easier for myself. Because I'm not going to lie, my genius plan, which to do the floor is lava, I got to a point I was thinking, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. A lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So what I can do now is then the other thing, if we go into here, we go to our production, sell points. If I use the sell station, not the wood one, but that one there, the mobile selling station, I'll put that over here because it will always reset to the same place wherever you leave it. Oh, why has it done that? It's in the shop area, okay. Let me do it there. It's probably going to fall over. I'll put it next to that deer, see if the deer runs away. Nope, not bothered. So what I should be able to do now, I can probably sell that sell point as well. I won't need that there anymore. If we use that, so rather than again having to gather everything up and take it to a sell point, I should be able to just bring it to here. Oh no, please tell me it doesn't work with this. Oh yeah, money's going up. There we go, look. Oh, these are worth a bit of money. Result. Now, the wood pellets always sell well in the winter months, so that could be why the price of that's pretty good. So I can just keep up with this now. So what I could do as well, I've got to be careful actually. I might leave it as it is for the time being. Let's put this up against here. Yep, we can get rid of that sell point. So the money I'm making now, every penny I make is now going towards equipment and machinery. I've got to decide what I'm going to buy, what I'm going to utilise next. I think telehandler might be my first option. Now I haven't got to spend 80 grand on... this isn't working. I can't get rid of the sell point. This is the one thing it's not going to work on. Okay, that's alright. Isn't it weird it works on everything else but not on these? Yeah, not working on those. Okay. So I will keep the sell point where it is. Yeah, what I was going to say was the wood pile here, because I'm using that little the mini, that thing's blown my mind, the mini mobile warehouse. All of this could go into that as well. But if I bring that over here now, if I bring it this side, it might work. I run the risk of clicking on it to store it and it taking wood from these two piles here, which I don't want to do if I can avoid it. Yeah, if I can avoid doing that, I will. Now we're looking over here. Just make sure that's topped up. and we'll keep cracking away. So we should get some furniture from this one. And what I'm then thinking is, because it will distribute wood from the little mini warehouse out to this facility as well, we can get some furniture going on that too. It just depends on the ratio it splits it down into. I don't know. So now I can start looking forward and thinking, right, what equipment do I want? If I'm going to go for a harvester, do I go build my way up from a smaller one? Do I get a tractor with a crane attachment? Do I go straight in and save up enough money and go straight for a wood harvester but a cheap one? Do I save up and go for a bigger one? I'm thinking working my way up might be a better way of doing it, so maybe getting a tractor first. Oh, I tell you what, there is on mine, it's quite expensive. There's that Sampo Rosenlew, is it HR something, isn't it? That's crane attachments, but that was quite expensive if I recall correctly. We could go for a tracked vehicle that we can sort of trundle out, that's got a long reach maybe. I don't know. I'm going to give it some thought. First thing I think I'm going to do is replace this, because like I said, on hillsides it still just slides all over the place. That's not going to really help me very much. But that's still chugging away. We've got plenty in there. Pellets are being created and I'm happy. That's where I'm going to end this episode. I think we've made pretty good progress once we got past the snow, but the snow was a boom. The snow helped. So it was almost 2 days or a day and a half of snow on the ground, which just gave me that ability to whiz out. How are we getting light again? Is the sun coming back past? That's weird. It is getting light again. Look at that. Sun's coming back out. Cool. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.